From a systems integrator perspective, we're enabling customers to build private internal clouds on premise, as well as their transition into a private or hybrid type of cloud environment. We're enabling customers by building strategies, new management techniques, and new practices to be able to safely manage the transition of data into a cloud environment. This is enabled through improving our skill sets internally, progressive training classes on cloud computing itself directly, as well as knowledge transfers with our customers, a train-the-trainer type of methodology, where we're enabling our customers and transitioning that education to them as well. So between managing their sensitive infrastructures today and making them cloud ready and cloud enabled, and then helping them migrate their data strategies, their data management tactics, and understanding the alignment to their mission is how we're enabling customers today in their cloud journey. The trends in cloud are quite interesting for government. I think in one of the first times in recent history, we've seen the government almost on par with private sector. There is a bifurcated cultural approach to cloud, and there are those that still have some reluctance to move to a cloud-based strategy, but there are others that are embracing it equally with the same type of vigor. I think what we're seeing here is now the manifestation of this multi-generational workforce influencing solutions in the government. As people begin to blur the lines between their professional and personal lives, devices like tablets and smartphones are becoming much more pervasive across both of those aspects of our lives. That is driving a lot of cultural change with regards to cloud computing and the adoption of it. We are seeing on-premise customer clouds and consumer provider-based clouds that are emerging. We do see in the future there will be potentially a merge of the two once security policy and culture change within the security policy and acquisition shops begin to mature to accept this type of solution. From a best practice and adoption perspective, we found that to increase your ability to succeed in adopting cloud, you really have to start with your acquisition strategy. And what is your strategy to move to cloud? Good strategy, good discipline and planning always increases your chance of success, whether it's a cloud or traditional architecture. But dealing with acquisition up front enables the technology and the technologists to deliver higher valued solutions at the end of the day. It helps in the adoption curve because you now build a coalition across multiple echelons of the customer and multiple departments across the customer. So acquisition becomes a little closer with the mission and operations. They become closer with middle and executive management within agencies. And this really has been a great conversation to stimulate and broaden a greater sense of partnership within the agencies to rally behind a very disruptive trend that I believe is the future. The future of cloud for me is not as cloudy as for others. I started in this business many, many years ago with application hosting and application service providers, so I've really had an opportunity to see this mature over the past 10 or 15 years. I think none of us could have predicted the disruptive trend of tablet computing that Steve Jobs brought to the world. I think that trend becomes another stimulus to actually further the cloud effort. I think that cloud is great as a passive trend, a passive technology, because it's an enabler. It enables us to manage data such as big data trends much better. It enables us to increase a mobile workforce to be able to respond to dynamic changes in agency missions. And it also allows us from a social perspective to be connected. So I think cloud, although is a truly disruptive trend, I think it enables some of the other trends that we'll really be seeing and rapidly adopt. Social media, mobile computing, as well as the big data analytical trends that we're seeing emerge. So big data is a very fascinating trend in agencies today. And I think the trend in the private sector that allowed us to coin the phrase big data validated a lot of the challenges that the agency has been having for a very long period of time. But I think the challenge is bifurcated. Big data, when I look at this, in my viewpoint, I look at diverse sets of complex and unstructured data. So a great example of it would be social media. So as we're looking to drive analytics with social media, we have the world to contend with. When we look at agency missions, they've been dealing with structured data, but large volume sets of structured data. So there is a complement in that trend, but the analytical strategies and approach you use to work with that data are slightly different. Although it is structured, unstructured data is infinitely growing because we're now building metadata about data. And it's very challenging when you try and create analytics that become more advanced, become self-aware, and increase the value of the data. It becomes an equally complex challenge in the trend.